Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be doing some photo editing in camera bag photo. I've always liked camera bag products. It's a little app, but it's got a lot more bigger. It's a lot more. There's a lot more tweaks. There's a lot more of tweaking of photography in there. I had a bit of a play around with it the other night. So yeah, I'm gonna open it up. Here we go. Well, I had played with it overnight and I'm liking what I see. It's not a program that'd take over Lightroom, but it's a nice extension to photography. Gives me that extra little bit of colour control. So without further ado, I'm just going to I'm going to open media and I'm going to start with the presets, to be honest. Before I did it the way around, I started just looking through all of the different functions, and unfortunately it wasn't, well, it was okay, but it just went on and on. So obviously there's a lot of features. So let's load a photograph, and I'm just going to look for one. Auth Photos 2016. So I'm just going to look for certain photographs that will look good to tweak. That's an old wedding one I did years ago. Some DNG. So hopefully, luckily it opens raw. Just looking for a photograph I can have some fun with. So that's all wedding stuff. This is a walk I did down the canal. I like that, that's an interesting picture. Never played with it before. Let's have a look. It might not be as good when it comes up on the screen, but it'll be something I can have a bit of fun with. I quite like that, but unfortunately it didn't focus on this area here. Not sure about that anymore. I think there's one where the focus is on this domain. It's not. It's concentrating on too much of the front. Obviously, it was a very low aperture, so I might just leave that one now, fortunately. So I'll just keep looking for him a minute. I'll probably edit. Oh, there's my little grandson, bless him. Weddings. So I bet there's back to the grandson thing again. Oh no, here we are, back at the canal. I had the wrong lens really for that. To be doing photography in that environment. Totally overexposed images there. That's quite a nice picture on the canal. Nice sunny day. Unfortunately, I was always seem to be getting white skies. Well, that's not really a big problem. There's a lot more, because I'm not a very technical camera person. I believe it's something to do with the focus settings and things. There's a bit of blue in there. I'm sure it can be pulled through if I need it to be. But anyway, it's a nice clear picture of the canal. So let's just have a look at some presets. Now I think there's a preset. There's a way of looking at the presets, viewing them all, or quick look. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. This is good. I quite like looking at one, the Instant or Instant 2. They really working for me, because they remind me of kind of the photography that I would have had fun with when I was a kid, or that would have got really in mind. So I like this kind of. I tried out cinema the other day, and it didn't have these. It might have done, but it just, for some reason, it just looks better on this view. Yeah, you've still got the same filter system in it, the Redscale, which I quite like. I think that's a nice Redscale. I've got a thing about, I really want to get some Redscale film, some from lomography. Vintage is okay, it works. Vintage, yeah, definitely. There's definitely vintage there. There's some different kinds of vintage. Your black and white vintage, your sepia, or your plate vintage. But looking at photographs through these, I like these mattes. I like this matte setting here. Matte 8 is lovely. Yeah, I quite like the matte on that. Let's give it a lovely matte. So I might stay with matte, and then I'm going to go to the adjustments now. I'm going to stick with that. Just because what I'm doing this time around is I'm not going to go into the... In fact, no, let's just have another look at the... I love instant photography settings as well with film. So let's just have a look at the preset thing again. I just like... I wish I could mix two presets together. Maybe you can. I liked this instant one here, but it's not as... Maybe it's not as good. I quite like that. So yeah, I like the clarity in that, but it's like a film. I like the... So what I want to do is play with the sky. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the sky. Let's go to adjustments again. So it's going to be... excuse me. Every time I'm doing these videos at the moment, I'm getting a bit of a frog in my throat, unfortunately. So I'm guessing it's probably an advanced colour. Colouring curve. Let's have a look. No, because I know that the colouring curve doesn't play with the highlights as much. Component curve, there's a lot of... We've done a lot of tone curve. Let's have a look at the tone curve. No, because again, advanced contrast, shadows and highlights. So if I can pull the actual highlights down, it's not doing much. RGB curve, let's have a look at the RGB. That's just going to, that's like a changing the... This is just a normal curve. Advanced contrast, multi... Dynamics, advanced colours. Let's just have a look at colouring a minute. Colouring just gives you like a colorized overlayer. Don't want to touch RGB curves, shadows and highlights, didn't. Tone curve, colouring curve, didn't need any of them. Oh, no, I didn't, no. So, hue shift, hue expose, hue, split tone, colour balance, colour mixer. So no, it's not. Let's have a look at colouring curve. Right, let's just see if I can play with the highlights. Oh, I can. I wasn't expecting to. That's nice. Already I've kind of pulled in like a coloured sky tone here. Well, I can change the colour of that, I hope. So let's just have a look. Now I'm going to try and make it kind of like a greeny sky. Okay, and then just sort of... Interesting. So we're still not really getting much of a... what about if I pull the sky down? Now it seems to make it so you can colorise the sky, but you can't really create or affect the I'm not going to go into the temperature multi-tool. What's multi-tool? No, I don't need multi-tool. That's exposure. I wonder if it's the gamma then. tone curve. Oh, here we are. It's probably just a tone curve. There we are. So I can pull the sky down a bit because it was white. I can lift that up slightly, I think. To be honest, it would be a lot easier if I just did it in Lightroom now. So yeah, it's got a lot of functions, but it's not always as easy. I've pulled the sky down a bit, where it's made it quite bland. And usually tone curves, you can create kind of like contrast, make things a lot nastily with a contrast. Let's have a look at the saturation controls, because I think by adding matte, sometimes you're pulling out some of the I quite like that. I've always been I love saturation. It's a shame I can't pull the blues out of here. Now in Lightroom I could just go and click that and then just lift it and do all kinds of things with the blue. It's sort of, I don't know how to pull the, see, I thought I knew a lot, but this is obviously making me feel stupid because advanced contrast, I don't need that. Let's have a look at colour. I need to pull the blues out more. So let's have a look at RGB curves here. Or hue and shift. No, that's just going to change the whole thing. Colour balance, colour mixer. Let's have a look at the colour mixer. So let's just pull blue in. There we are, we've got a bit of blue coming in there. That's on very unnatural blue, and it kind of, mind you, the fact that it's covering everything. There's a hell of a lot of chromatic aberration, or whatever they call it, around the trees, which would probably need fixing again. I can't see a fixing in this. There's no like fixing tools, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I mean I've only just started playing with it. But obviously, as you can see here, there's quite a lot of that lens. I think I was using the Sigma 18 to 35mm art lens. Probably not the best photograph to be playing with, to be honest. So I might just get another photograph instead. Let's just see what it would look like in Redscale, because I really like that. I'm going to buy some of that Redscale lomography film soon. So I don't like the first Redscale because it's just too intense, but I quite like the, I'm not sure that one, that's nice. But again, the skies are so white, it just kills it, to be honest, I think. Let's have a look at a darker one, more contrast in that, and more contrast again, which is just too much. You need something like a subtle. I think Redscale's got an promise. What I'm going to do in one video, probably on Lightroom, is, and what I'm hoping to do is just like create unnatural, unusual, eccentric kind of theme, colour themed photography. That's going to be one of my projects. So I'm going to just kind of do really unusual themes, really. But anyway, getting back to camera bag. So yeah, and obviously you've got film stock, which is quite a nice one. But it's a bit bland, to be honest, as far as it's probably the photograph, it's just not showing it for what it could be. So I'm going to get another photograph because I just feel as if this was a knackered photograph anyway. I mean, I could pull the blues in with Lightroom, but I want a photograph that can be played with. So let's load a new photograph. Let's have a look for some of the ones. Well, these are the top ones, aren't they? So look for more wedding photography. What I'm looking in, which one am I looking at? All photos. So if I look on, oh here we go. The spinning wheel comes along. What the crap? What am I doing? Lost. Yeah. So if I go to that or photographs, let's just see what I've got on this one. More weddings. Sometimes the skies really, probably could do with some sort of filter. Some macro stuff, with a spider. Something I just play with every so often. I try and look into all different styles. Ah, this was a nice one I took. I think there's some nice ones though, to be honest. I don't know why I take for portrait photography because I really dislike it. I prefer photographs to be in landscape or square or whatever really. It'd be interesting putting on my photography through, oh that's quite a nice picture. Again, a white sky though. See, I've really had problems with these white skies. I can pull the blues in on different programs, but quick look. Let's look at quick look. Wow, I like this. I love just to see all variations of all the different styles and black and white. It's nice to see everything, and this is really good. I wish Lightroom would do this, where you could just like create. You could see all your presets up on the screen, kind of already sort of what they look like. Wow, cross process. I love cross processing. Photography, it's clever. Vintage. Oh, that's a nice, interesting vintage look. The mattes are lovely. I just love everything with matte. So it's good for matte if you want to do the old matte stuff. The Redscale looks fantastic. I quite like Redscale in this. I quite like that one, but that one's even juicier. I've just zoomed in. Oh wow, look at that. That's beautiful. There we are. Wow. That looks really good in Redscale. Wow. Never realised. Let's just have a look at some of the. We can obviously go into each one still as well. So we've got the colouring curve, and obviously what it's doing is it's picked the obvious, like a kind of the perfect kind of red colour. They've picked an awesome colour there. And what's this one here? What's this colour? How does it work? Let's have a look. I quite like it pulling a bit more in, just make it a bit juicier. There we are. We're not going to fuck around with it too much. So you got two colouring curves, so they've created two. Oh, they've got like a bluey colour there then. I wonder if that's representing the. Well, it's obviously representing the shadows, I think. It's a nice soft colour to sort of cool. It's like cooling it down again. I like that. I might leave it around about there. Alright, so saturation. So let's look at if you can go crazy with the saturation, just really terrible. It starts to digitize it then. Then you pull the saturation out. That would be interesting, just adding some kind of like a lower amount. I still like that though, that's lovely. So yeah, Redscale is definitely something that I want to explore. I think it's obviously very popular, apparently with females. It's a new trend perhaps, or was. See, the thing I've noticed about lomography is it was like big of 2 or 3 years ago. For some reason it's sort of, I'm not saying gone, because I've only just realised it's there. I like the tone curve, yeah. I like being able to play with that. I like what they've done. So that's kind of more kind of cheesy. That's more sort of film, professional looking. So I quite like the low level thing going off there. And another tone curve. So they create two things. That's an interesting thing. Oh, and they've just matted it. They've matted it. They've just created that matte effect. Because if you put it down, it's just going to look. Although I do like that. I must admit, a digital sort of. But you can't beat matte. I just might make it just in between though. If I like that, then. Oh, I like that. Yeah. My eyes are always kind of enjoying soaking in the information. So yeah, I've got a really nice picture there. I quite like that. Let's see if there's share features in this. So let's see if I can share it straight to. It should be. Export then. I wish they'd had some new. They should add some share features, so you can just send it automatic. Because the thing what people love about these apps nowadays is you could just send it straight over. But if I export filter now, save, you're going to obviously have to save as, and I wouldn't, I'll put JPEG, but I know it always says 85, but I just always go for 100. I don't know why. Probably like taking space up on my computer with each photograph, but I just like I just something that freaks me out about compression or any sort of shrinkage. I just don't like it, even the sound of it. I know it's probably totally stupid to say that because all you're doing is taking up space, but especially with JPEGs, but never mind. So Redscale, yeah, to desktop, Redscale 2. So desktop, yeah. So let's pick desktop, shall we? So I like the Redscale feature in this. There's 2 Redscales that I've done. I've put the other one up on my Facebook, and so yeah, I might. There's a shame. It's a shame there isn't an app where you can upload. I think there is where you can upload stuff to Instagram from your desktop, which I think is defeating the whole thing of Instagram. But never mind. Anyway, right. So that's it for today. I had a good play around with the Redscale filter. I'm going to go through a lot of my photographs and see what they look like in Redscale now. I'm going to start creating blue scale. I think there's a purple scale lomography film. There's, I wonder what green scale it'd be like. So I'm going to create all these different kinds of scales and just have fun really with different ideas. But then eventually I've got my first Lomo camera here. It's got some film in it. I went and bought some Fuji film the other day, and I'm going to go and do some photography in the next few days, and go and get it processed at my local, because I didn't realise that you have to process film. I didn't realise. I thought you could just pull it straight out of the cartridge and get it scanned. I forgot the obvious, unfortunately. But still, never mind. It's one of them things, isn't it? I know that there was processing, but I thought that the camera did that or the film did it. Like the processing was in the film. I believed that like you get instant cameras. I thought that the film was like an instant photography system. So that as the film passed through the cartridge, there was a chemical silver thing or whatever going off in the film itself. I didn't realise you've got to put it in chemicals. I was going to buy myself a photography processing kit, but I looked the other day and a kit will only get you for 50 quid 2 films, process 2 films. So I'm going to start sending a lot of film off to lomography now, because they'll cross-process your film, just give you some wacky results as well. So that'll be all interesting. So yeah, that's all to come in the future. So okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.